Stephen, I shall now pass the stage to you.
Sure, thank you. So introducing once again, my name is Stephen Zun, and I'm currently a Year 4 student in the University of Hong Kong. And thank you very much for Mr. Nicholas Koo, as well as Mr. Philip Lau for giving us your insightful speech just now. Before I kick off the Q&A section, I would like to ask each of you a question. First, I would like to ask Mr. Koo, from a U.S. bank point of view, from under Donald Trump's administration, he is loosening some of the Dodd-Frank's provisions before. So from your point of view, how is it going to affect asset management operations, in particular KYC, AML, or some compliance process?
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now? Okay. Even without Trump being elected, so AML, KYC is always an area where it's been stringent. So I recently picked up the team also 2 months ago. I'm responsible for KYC apart from the control as well. So this is a particular area where regardless of Trump, this is an area that's always been the focus, and a lot of companies, especially the US regulator, the Hong Kong regulator, the Singapore regulator. Imagine KYC is not just one regulator. Every single country they have their own regulator and regulations where you need to observe, because we are indeed a global players, and where we're not just playing single country Hong Kong clients. We have clients from every single part in Asia PAC region. So pretty much this is no impact in a way that it is as stringent as it's always been.
Thank you very much. So for Mr. Philip Lau, I understand your company AFACT. And last October, it has, together with other 7 investors, it has acquired Supercell, 77%. So I was just wondering if this is a trend to acquire more TMT industry or companies. So what's your view on the trend in asset management, or those targets?
Well, you have done very deep research on my company. Yeah, going out is a trend. Of course, it's complicated by the depreciation in renminbi. Therefore, in the short term, I think the pace will be slowed down. However, I think long term, it is the trend for Chinese company to move outside of China, both in terms of getting the market share, in terms of getting technology, or in terms of getting new business model. So I think it is a trend.
Thank you very much, and I'll open the stage for questions. So if anyone wants to ask any questions, you can raise up your hand. This lady in the front, please.
Thank you for your speaking today. And I want to ask a question, because I am the PhD student in medical science in a faculty, medical faculty. So I want to ask you, do you or will you want to provide some internship positions for us students? Major in biomedical science or research something? Thank you.
This is actually very timely, because I'm recently involved in building a platform of a medical hospital platform on mainland China that involve different type of technology. For example, the test baby IVT, some genetical DNA testing lab. We have already acquired 2 of those companies, and also we are going to acquire some hospital on mainland China in order to build. So asset management going into hospital biotechnology, that is a very big area.
All right, for JP Morgan, we always have internship program offered to students in university in Hong Kong area, as well as in China. From my perspective, I like to hire freshmen. I have no problem hiring freshmen. I'm very honest when I interview with them, is that if you are committed 3 years, I'm committed to teach you 3 years, and by the time you actually learn enough, you have opportunities elsewhere, and we're not able to retain you as a talent, that's my problem. So I'm more than welcome to write you a referral letter that you can actually proceed with your next opportunity. So as long as we are open and honest when we first started, so I think the relationship will be very, very well organized. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Law and Mr. Koo, for sharing. And my question targets Mr. Law specifically. And you mentioned in your talk saying that the human element was something that's very important in the asset management process. But I would like to learn more about what specific aspects can the human element add value to your clients. Thank you.
Well, when I mention human elements on judgment, communication, interaction, that was in the context of comparison with AI, because that's the challenge of AI that will take up a lot of the work that can be done, that was used to be done by human. Something that cannot be replaced is the judgment based on your interaction with another party. When internet was introduced many years ago, people thought that transport through airline transport would be a major downturn because we don't need to travel that much. You can always see each other through internet. We can always have meetings through teleconference. Yet, the trend is that there are much more travel because in spite of the internet flourishment. So that may not be directly answer your question, but no matter what type of technology or AI included, there are some elements that AI cannot replace human. If you notice Elon Musk, Tesla's CEO, he actually thinks that in the future, human will be 50% bionic in order to have interface with the future technology. And that's a very interesting topic because AI, the development of biotechnology, now you can have children from same sex without actually having go through the egg and also the sperm. So these all challenge a lot about what is going to happen in the future. So I try to be optimistic because I don't think that human will be replaced. Otherwise, we will be in a world of matrix.
We have time for other two questions. Anyone? That gentleman at the back, please.
Can I know what skills and attributes students should develop during their university study period?
What's the skill that's required for?
What are skills that students should develop during their university study period before they engage to the industry?
Maybe Mr. Nicholas Koo can give us some insights.
Okay, I think here I just learned that you guys already have a very specific program nowadays than before, very focused on industry. You have the asset management area and private banks area, topics where we're very focused in your academic study. So I think what you need to learn is academic is already what you'll be, the reason why you're coming here. But I encourage you to interact with more people, soft skill, know people, meet people, develop your people skill more, a little bit more, so that you'll be able to express yourself more accurately or even more right to the point, or even expression is better than other people. I think when you interview, think about when you're interviewing with me, for example, I only have maximum an hour, probably, or even shorter, to know you. So, and how are you going to tell me about yourself in an hour time or shorter? So I think your communication skill, interpersonal skill is very key when you actually have here with the university during this 3-4 years time.
All right. So this gentleman at the front.
Hello, I'm Hafi. I've just graduated from the University of Hong Kong 2 years ago, and just now I've started my early stage in working in my working life, and I'm really interested in how you are going to manage your mistake or your failure in your early stage of career, which you have learned a lot from it and changed a lot in your career.
I have a very simple answer. Give my best. I just totally involved in my job, in my career. Not saying that not now is not, but especially when I was young, if I can stay up for 16 hours, I stay up for 16 hours. If someone give me a call and ask me a question, I will give the answer within a very short period of time. It's the sense of urgency, it's the dedication.
Always be very responsive. And Mr. Nicholas Koo?
You can never stop learning from your mistake. I make mistake either even today. So I would continue to learn from mistake. I think as long as you learn what actually went wrong, I think that's the key. 2 is you learn from it and make sure it's not happening again. As I said, passion, commitment, I think is the key when you go, like when you enter into your career life. So mistake is always been expected. So I think me is particularly not worried about mistake. Is how you face mistakes and how you rectify it and how you actually learn and prevent from happening. I think that's the key.
Great. I think I will wrap up by asking one more last question. And I want to ask both of the guests here, is there any last reminding words for all the university students sitting here? Looking back, imagine yourself as university students, how you position yourself, and how would you position yourself for asset management? Because I believe that most of us will be really interested in asset management. So maybe Mr. Philip Lau first.
How do I position myself if I were a student? I totally agree with Nicholas' idea that you reach out, not only academic world, but reach out to the real world. If you want to, for example, I mentioned a lot about the products in the market. You can focus on a lot of the news about the market, or even you try to put a small bet on those instruments. That's the quickest way to learn it. And I would like to emphasize again is the communication interaction. And I learned a lot by watching TED Talk and also books about how to give an effective speech in a TED Talk. 20 minutes is the time limit. Today I have 30. That is a very good way to learn how to communicate effectively. And I cannot emphasize more, communications, interaction is very, very important.
Mr. Nicholas Koo?
Internet world, so you guys watching YouTube and everything, you on the PC all the time anyway. So I think it's good that, as I said earlier, reach out. You can only watch other people what they do, but again you have to practice. You have to go and practice yourself. So watching this talk, but you still have to go out and reach out to people and try to practice with the real world. Like imagine in the old days analysts, you'll be squared by the trader all day long. Can you take this language? If you prepare to be an analyst, the analyst, you have to be in 24/7. You have to be wake up at 12 midnight and come back to the office and do your work. Or even the trader will square badly to you during the day. So are you really ready to face it? So you have to be able to be reaching out to more people and learn about how to communicate with people more.
Great. Thank you very much for Mr. Nicholas Koo as well as Mr. Philip Lau for answering the Q&A section.